They told us that if we worked hard for 40 years, we would be fine. They promised that the golden years would be a time of peace, travel, and spending time with our grandchildren. But as we sit here in 2026, many of us are looking at our bank statements and feeling a cold shiver down our spines. The reality of retirement in America has changed, and it has changed much faster than any of us expected. If you are currently in your late 50s or early 60s, you are standing at a crossroads that your parents never had to face. You have likely heard the experts on the news talking about the average retirement savings. They throw around big numbers like $1 million or $2 million, as if those figures are easy for everyone to reach. But for the typical American household heading into retirement this year, the actual number is much smaller. Recent data shows that the median retirement account balance for those around age 62 is only about $200,000. On the surface, $200,000 might sound like a significant amount of money. It is certainly better than nothing, and it represents decades of hard work and sacrifice. But when we look at the hidden reality of 2026, we begin to see that this amount is what I call a quiet bankruptcy. It is a situation where you appear to be okay on paper, but your lifestyle is slowly being eroded by forces you cannot control. Think about how much the price of a simple bag of groceries has changed in just the last few years. Think about the cost of electricity, insurance, and the basic necessities of life. Inflation has not been a temporary ghost. It has become a permanent resident in our economy. When you take that $200,000 and apply the traditional rules of investing, the picture becomes even more concerning. For decades, financial advisors told us to follow the 4% rule. They said that if you withdraw 4% of your savings every year, your money would likely last for 30 years. But 4% of $200,000 is only $8,000 a year. That breaks down to less than $670 a month. In today's world, $670 does not even cover a modest health insurance premium for many people. It certainly does not pay for a mortgage, taxes, or the rising cost of staying healthy. This is the hidden reality that no one wants to talk about on the evening news. Most Americans are entering their senior years with a massive gap between what they have and what they actually need to survive. If you feel a sense of worry or even a bit of anger about this, I want you to know that you are not alone. It is not your fault that the rules of the game were changed while you were busy working and raising your family. The education system failed to teach us how money actually works in a high-inflation world. And the traditional wisdom that worked for our parents in the 1980s is now completely obsolete. Back then, you could put your money in a simple savings account and earn enough interest to keep up with costs. Today, if your money is just sitting in a bank, it is losing its purchasing power every single day. You are essentially running on a treadmill that is moving faster than you can keep up with. One of the biggest traps that people fall into is what I call the home equity illusion. Many of us are proud homeowners, and our houses have gone up significantly in value over the last decade. You might have $400,000 or even $500,000 in equity in your home. But here is the hard truth. You cannot eat your kitchen cabinets. You cannot use the drywall of your house to pay for a doctor's visit or a car repair. Unless you plan to sell your home, downsize, or take on a reverse mortgage, that wealth is locked away where you cannot reach it. Many people reach retirement age feeling wealthy because of their home value, but they are actually cash poor. They are one major house repair or one medical emergency away from a total financial crisis. And let us talk about the cost of health care, which is perhaps the most frightening part of this hidden reality. Estimates for 2026 show that a retired couple may need over $350,000 just to cover medical expenses throughout their retirement. That number does not include the cost of a long-term care facility if one of you becomes seriously ill. When you compare that $350,000 requirement to the $200,000 average savings, you see the math simply does not work. The system is counting on Social Security to fill that massive gap. And while Social Security is a vital lifeline, it was never intended to be your only source of income. The average benefit today is around $2,000 a month. If you add your $670 from your savings, you are looking at a total monthly income of about $2,600. For a couple, that might get you to $4,000 or $5,000 a month. In 2026, that is the bare minimum for a modest life. leaving very little room for any joy or unexpected costs. So, where do we go from here? The first step is to stop listening to the comforting lies that everything will just work out on its own. Hope is not a financial strategy. We must become our own advocates and look at our situation with total honesty. If you are in that median group with $200,000, you have to realize that you cannot afford to make mistakes. You cannot afford to follow the same path as everyone else because that path leads to a very difficult future. We have to look at alternatives that the mainstream media rarely mentions. One of the most powerful tools you have is the timing of your Social Security benefits. Every year you wait to claim your benefits after your full retirement age, your monthly check increases by about 8%. In a world where finding an 8% guaranteed return is nearly impossible, this is a massive advantage. If you can find a way to work even part-time for a few more years, you are essentially buying yourself a much more secure future. Another strategy is to look at your home equity not as a trophy, but as a potential source of income. Downsizing to a smaller, more efficient home can free up cash that can be invested in assets that actually pay you every month. Whether it is dividend-paying stocks or simple interest-bearing accounts, having liquid cash is far more important than having a large house you no longer need. We also have to change how we think about risk. Many people in their 60s become very afraid of the stock market because they are worried about a crash. While that fear is understandable, being too conservative can be just as dangerous. If your money does not grow, it will be eaten alive by the rising cost of living. A balanced approach that focuses on quality and consistency is often the best way to navigate these uncertain waters. But beyond the math and the spreadsheets, there is a psychological shift that needs to happen. We have to let go of the idea that retirement means stopping everything. In 2026, the most successful retirees are those who stay engaged and active. They might consult in their old field, start a small business based on a hobby, or work in their local community, not just for the money, but for the sense of purpose and the social connection it provides. That extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month from a side project can be the difference between a life of stress and a life of comfort. It takes the pressure off your main retirement portfolio and allows your investments to keep growing. I want you to think about your retirement not as a finish line, but as a new chapter that requires a different set of skills. The first chapter of your life was about building and providing. This chapter is about protecting and optimizing. It is about being the sage of your own life and making decisions based on facts rather than feelings. Do not be discouraged by the numbers you see in the headlines. Yes, the situation is challenging, but it is not impossible if you are willing to be creative and disciplined. The average person will reach their 60s and simply hope for the best. They will follow the crowd and wonder why they are struggling. But you are already ahead of the curve simply by being willing to hear the truth. By acknowledging the hidden reality of 2026, you are taking the power back into your own hands. You are deciding that you will not be a victim of inflation or a changing economy. You are deciding that your future is worth fighting for, and that your peace of mind is worth the effort of planning. Take a hard look at your expenses today and see where the leaks are. Every dollar you save today and invest wisely is a seed that will grow into a tree of security for your future self. Talk to your spouse, talk to your family, and get everyone on the same page. There is a great deal of strength in unity and shared goals. Remember that true wealth is not just about the numbers in a bank account. It is about the freedom to spend your time how you want and with the people you love. It is about the security of knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at your way. As we move forward into this decade, things will likely continue to be volatile. The economy will have its ups and downs, and the headlines will continue to be loud and confusing. But if you stay grounded in the reality of your own situation and stay committed to a clear strategy, you can thrive. You have the wisdom of your years and the resilience that got you this far. Trust in that experience and use it to build a bridge to the retirement you deserve. It may not look exactly like the dream they sold us 40 years ago, but it can still be a time of great meaning and satisfaction. The key is to act now, while you still have the most precious asset of all, time. Even a few small changes today can have a massive impact 5 or 10 years down the road. Do not wait for the government or a bank to save you. Be your own hero and take charge of your financial destiny starting right now. You have worked too hard to let your future be determined by chance. Face the hidden reality with courage, plan with intelligence, and then move forward with confidence. The second half of your life is just beginning, and the best parts can still be ahead of you. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing in your ability to create a secure and happy life. You have what it takes to navigate this new world, and I am honored to be on this journey with you. Take a deep breath and remember that you are in control. Everything starts with a single step toward the truth, and today, you have taken that step. Thank you for listening and for being part of this community of realists. I look forward to seeing you in the next discussion, where we will dive even deeper into specific strategies to protect your wealth. Stay safe, stay smart, and keep your eyes on the horizon. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Goodbye for now, and I will see you soon.